ഹലോ ഗൈസ്, ഹലോ ഫ്രണ്ട്സ്, എല്ലാവർക്കും ഞങ്ങളുടെ പുതിയ വീഡിയോയിലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം. വെൽക്കം ടു അവർ യൂട്യൂബ് ചാനൽ. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഈ വീഡിയോ കണ്ടിട്ട് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുകയാണെങ്കിൽ തീർച്ചയായും ഞങ്ങളുടെ യൂട്യൂബ് ചാനൽ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യാനും ഒപ്പം ഒരു ലൈക്ക് തരാനും ഞങ്ങൾ റിക്വസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നു. അതിനോടൊപ്പം ഞങ്ങളുടെ യൂട്യൂബ് ചാനൽ മറ്റുള്ളവരിലേക്ക് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാനും നിങ്ങളെ ഓർമ്മിപ്പിക്കുന്നു. ചില ഗെയിമുകളെ കുറിച്ചാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്. വളരെ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഗെയിമുകളെ കുറിച്ചാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ ഇന്നത്തെ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്. നമുക്ക് ഇന്നത്തെ വീഡിയോയിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങളെ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നത് വാട്ടർ പോളോയെക്കുറിച്ചും കരാട്ടയെക്കുറിച്ചും ലോൺ ടെന്നീസിനെ കുറിച്ചുമാണ്. തീർച്ചയായും ഈ വീഡിയോ കണ്ടിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾ കൂടുതൽ ഗെയിമുകളെ കുറിച്ച് പഠിക്കാൻ ട്രൈ ചെയ്യണം.
Water polo. Introduction. Water polo is a team aquatic sport played in swimming pool. This game involves two teams of 6 players and one goalkeeper in each team. Aim of the players is to score a goal by throwing the ball between the goalpost and under the crossbar of the defender goal while the goalkeepers attempt to block the ball. The team that scores the highest number of score at the end of the game wins match. To clarify the identities of the players, they are made to wear number caps of their team colors. Water polo requires the players to be physically strong and expert swimmers. They should have aerobic fitness demanded by the strenuous nature of game. The depth of typical water polo is 7 feet. Such a depth is required because the players cannot touch the bottom of the pool during the game. At the condemnancy level, the students become aquatic with basic skills of water polo such as trending and handling the ball. At proficiency level, the students become good at individual skills and play water polo matches. Rules of a water polo. First, the player can only tread the water. Second, the ball can be passed or pushed forward, backward or sideways. With the expectation of the goalkeeper, the player can handle the ball with only one hand. A team is allowed to possess the ball for up to 30 seconds without shooting for goal. However, if the shot is taken and the ball rebounded, the clock is reset and team may possess the ball for another 30 seconds. Some of the fouls applicable in water polo are taking the ball underwater when tackling, obstructing a player that does not possessing the ball, pushing off an opponent, interfering with a free kick, and failing to shoot the ball or pass it over during the 30-second limit. Fifth, if the game is tied, the tie is broken with a penalty. The 6 players from each team take turns shooting from 5-meter line. If the score reunion tied, the shootout continue until one team score more than the other. 6. The goalkeeper enjoys certain relaxations are opposed to the other players in water polo. Within the 5-meter area of their goal, the goalkeepers can push the ball with a clench first or touch it with 2 hands. 7. The players are meanwhile allowed to cross the half distance line, something the goalkeeper is not permitted to do. History of water polo. The UK is where water polo, likely many modern sports, has its roots. The main reason why water polo was concepted as a sport was due to the popularity of water sports and racing exhibitions at local fair and festivals in 19th century England and Scotland. The participants had the chance to show off their expertise at swimming as well as their physical strength and fitness. The sportsman William Wilson developed the first rules of the sports in 1877. The name given to the sports at the time was aquatic football, and it was played at Glasgow's Irelandton Baton Club using an Indian rubber ball. Men's water polo was introduced in the Paris Summer Olympics in 900. Women's water polo event was introduced a century later. The 2000 Sydney Summer Olympic. Facts about polo. The rule of water polo vary according to the governing body under which competition is held. Apart from FINA, there are National Collegiate Athletic Association for collegiate matches in US. The National Federation of State High School Associations for High School is the US, and the International Olympic Committee for Olympic Event. In 2017, water polo was approved as a Paralympic promotion discipline. Water polo was developed as form of rugby played in rivers and lakes. Water polo goals are 3 meter wide and 90 centimeter high. Basic equipment requirements: swimmer and caps, a swim pool, nets and goal posts. Space task equipment pupil. The step to modify water polo activities so that all students are included. Try this modification or diverse your own. Space. Divide the pool into small sections where students of each team can practice passing the ball according to the rules. Increase the playing area to encourage movement of students. Task. Ensure that students can stay in water for long duration. They should practice trending as it forms underwater movement they will using most during a water polo game. Let the students practice shooting, passing and defining. Choose the best goal line. Let the students adjust according to their capacities. Certain players might find it easier to join the game when they are able passes shoot the ball. Equipment. Bright colored balls might help students with vision impairment participate better in the game. The swimming area or pool used should be clean and free of obstacles. It is also better to conduct the classes in early morning or late afternoon if the pool is located outdoors. The temperature of water should be warm. People. Arrange the practice game in such a way that all students are involved. Make a group of 6 to 7 students and organize separate matches. Purpose of the activity: to play with the other using both individuals and team skills and strategies, and to invade the opposition space to score more points. Outcome of the activities: the outcome of participating in these activities will be team spirit, cooperation, communication, focus on winning. Skills. Trending. Get into a vertical position in water. The bright strong technique will be used for practicing. Use the breaststroke kicking technique using only one leg at a time to stay afloat in water. As you stay afloat using the technique, in the above step, keep the arms in front of with a shoulder width distance between them. Now move the arm back and forth and then left to right to maintain your balance and floating. Spread your legs as wide as you can and raise them up to knee level and sitting position. Your upper leg should be perpendicular to the torso. Kick your legs alternatively in a circular motion. Use clockwise direction for the right leg and the opposite for the left leg. Practice till your hips become stable in water. Handling the ball. There are two ways of passing the ball, a dry pass and a wet pass. In a dry pass, the ball is passed between two players over water. That is, the ball does not touch the water. In wet passes, the ball is thrown in such a way that it lands in the water next to intended receiver of the pass. Dry passes are useful for throwing the ball over the great distance. Wet passes come in handy when there is opponent close to receiver of the pass. The teammate can reach towards the ball and pass or shoot as needed. For a dry pass, the aim should be few inches higher than the teammate's head and on the sides of their strong arm. For a dry pass, aim the ball and few feet ahead of receiving player to enable them to launch towards its pace and escape the blocking opponent. When swimming with the ball, keep the head out of the water and push the ball forward with the shoulder. This is because swimming with the head underwater will prevent the player from seeing the movement and position of their teammate. To throw the ball, hold it steady, relaxing the upper body and pointing the whole body towards the target. To catch the ball, use one hand only to maintain balance in water. The hand should be raised to the side of the head. Pull the arm back when the ball approaches. As your hand grabs the ball, pull it down to the water to the next your body. Goalkeeping. Practice trading until you can kick powerfully enough to jump from one side to the cage to the another. Stay alert as the ball can come out to you any time. Tread with the body leaning on the stomach. Once the shooter has possession of ball, tread up slightly higher with the hands on the water surface and not under what it will slow down the reaction time. Rather than following the face or body movements of shooter, wait for the ball to leave their arm. Once the attack is made, angle by spreading the arm horizontally as wide as possible and launch. Make sure both your hands and elbows are not out of the water.
Practices. This practice game is suitable for 8 players. Select the 2 goalkeepers first. They remain interchanged during the game. Next, the 6 players A, B, C, D, E and F for the first 5 minutes of the game. A, B, C form team X, D, E and F form team Y. Goalies are chosen with the toss of a coin. In the next 5 minutes, D joins X, C joins Y when the 5 minutes have passed. E joins X, so that team X is now made up of A, D and E. Team Y is now B, C, F. The team that scores the highest number of goals in the 50 minutes duration of play wins the match. There are no tie breakers. The goal is to build familiarity between the players. Now make up your own games and have some fun. Decide how many players will play at a time, what rules they will follow, how the game will start, how long the game will start, and how all the students may be involved in the game. Next game, Karate. Introduction. Karate is one of the most well-known Japanese martial art form which is still being practiced in the modern world. Karate is considered as a tool of defense and it is evident from its name itself. Kara means empty and te means hand. It is a means of defending oneself without protection. Karate therefore focuses a lot of counter-attacking and defensive techniques. Karate competitions are organized at various levels. Locals, national and international. The other salient feature of karate is that it is also used as a means of building one's character. A practitioner of karate is called karateka. There are 3 types of karate practices. Kihon, drilling of fundamentals that include blocks, punches, stands, kicks and strikes. Kata, sequence of movements used in combat. And kumite, sparring. At competency level, the students become acquainted with the basic levels of karate such as kicking and striking, performing a punch and blocking punch. At proficiency level, the students learn how to perform kata. Rules of karate. The goal of a karate match is to defeat the opponent of using punches, kicks and throws to score points. The competitor who scores the highest points at the end of the kumite fight wins. The match closes sooner if the winner has an 8-point lead over the opponent. A match can also end when one of the competitors is unable to carry on due to injury or disqualification. In karate, a square man measuring 8 m into 8 m with an additional 1 meter on all sides of the safety areas used. The competitors bow to each other before the start of kumite. The match can only begin when the referee shouts Shobuhajimi to suspend the match. The referee shouts Yami and Skolete Jimmy to resume it. To end the match, the referee shouts Soramad. Attacks to the groin, knee joint, shines the inspects and helps. Hip joint are not allowed. Grabbing without following it up with a technique. Story. History of Karate. Dangerous throws and open hand attacks to the face are some of the other moves that cannot be used in Karate Commit. History of Karate. When trade became open with the Chinese in the late 14th century, visitors of China brought existing martial art forms to Ryukyu Islands. The natives developed karate as a means of self-defense. The Okinawans of Okinawa, one of the regions in the Ryukyu Kingdom, practiced the art using farm tools as they were prevented from using weapons by invaders. After Japan annexed the kingdom in 1879, Okinawan immigrants introduced karate to the Japanese. Sakugawa Kanga, a Ryukyuan martial arts master, practiced and contributed to the from which karate developed. He is considered as one of the foremost figures in the martial art form. Till date, karate hasn't been a part of the Summer Olympics, but it will be introduced in the 2020 Tokyo Games. Facts about karate. There are 4 main styles of karate: Shotokan, Goju-ryu, Shito-ryu, and Wado-ryu. Levels of skills in karate are shown by the color of the belt worn by the practitioner in ascending order: white, yellow, orange, green, blue, purple, brown, red and black. The explosive scream used by karate practitioners and practitioners of other Asian martial arts is known as Kiai. The name of the uniform worn by karate is called karategi. It is white in color. The name of the hall in which karate is practiced is called dojo. Karate was originally written as Chinese hand in kanji, the Chinese characters used in the Japanese writing system. The first style of karate, the Okinawa style, from which later models grew, is considered extremely hard to practice. The means of defense it uses circular while the attacks are linear. In modern karate, both attacks and defenses are linear. Wado-ryu combines Judith's movements with Okinawan karate. Basic requirements or equipment: an open space or indoor hall, a square mat measuring standard size of 8 m into 8 m with an additional 1 m on all sides. Karate uniforms and belts. Karate equipment such as head guard, shin guard, mouth guard, gloves, kick pads, etc. Space talk equipment. Pupil. Step. Use step to modify karate activities so that all the students are included. Try these modifications or devise your own. Space. The first step is to selection of an area of the hall where students can sit and watch while the karate techniques are being taught or demonstrated. Divide the area in such a way that each student gets enough space to learn and practice the techniques. Task. Ensure that the students can make basic body movements such as raising the knee to a certain height, extending the legs and keeping them stationary, throwing punches with strength, etc. Let the students adjust according to their capacities. Equipment. Belts should be used to signify competency levels. The practice hall should be clean and free of obstacles. Keep a first and kit ready. Pupil. Arrange the practice games in such a way that all students are involved. Purpose of the activity: to play with others using individual skills and strategies and to score more points against the opposite player. Outcome: the activities. The outcome of participating in these activities will be training without fail, desire to focus and practice to improve, setting and meeting personal goals. Skills: back stance, hooks to dachi, stand straight, then make an L shape with your feet, one foot pointing ahead to the front. The foot of the kicking leg and the other turn to the side at an angle of 90 degrees. Move the kicking leg at a distance of the 3 feet, as in 3 times the length of your foot. Bend both knees slightly, lowering your body. About 80% of your body weight should shift to the back leg. Horse stance, kibadachi. Stand straight with both feet together. Move the feet apart to spread the legs with more than shoulder width distance between them. The distance should be such that when you bend the knees and sit on your hips, the ends of the belt should be level with the bent knees. Keep the toes and heels straight. Cat stance, nekoshi dachi. Stand straight. Step forward with the kicking leg. The back leg should be the one that will end up carrying most of your body weight, similar to the back stance. Bend the knees slightly while both feet are firmly planted in the back stance. In the cat stance, only the balls of the front foot should rest on the ground. The heel should be off the ground. Elbow strike. Begin with the front stance or Senguta dachi. Shorten the distance between the legs and wiggling your toes. Grip the ground with the feet to prepare yourself. Inhale deeply and as you exhale, tighten the torso. Place the non-striking hand in front of you with the elbows bent. Press the fingertips and point them upwards. Curl the striking hand into a fist with the thumb on the outside and on the bottom of the fist. Place your striking fist on the front of your body so the arm sticks out to the side and back. Push back the shoulder, supporting the striking hand to block if necessary. The hips should be slightly turned in the same direction as the shoulders. To strike, first swiftly rotate your hips facing forward and swing the striking shoulder forward. Once the shoulders are aligned with the hips, lift the elbow to shoulder height and hit the target with the side of the arm and fist where the little finger and tip of the elbow are. Rotate the shoulder. This entire sequence should be executed within a few seconds. Practices. Kata. To perform kata, the student must be given plenty of space. They should be able to concentrate on their movements. The student first does warm-up exercise like being forwards, backwards and sideways to loosen up their muscles. It is also good to rotate the torso in a circular motion and stretch their legs by kneeling on one knee and stretching the other to the side. The next step is to practice stances. Since they have learned forward stance, back stance, horse stance and cat stance, they can perform those in a continuous sequence. In this stance, the student should practice the punches, strikes kicks and blocks they have learned. In the next step, the student stimulates Kimuth with an imaginary open. The start with a punch and follow it up with a block, with the forward, backward, sideways and diagonal movements performed in a circle. They practice the fight with an imaginary movement. Next game is lawn tennis. Introduction. Lawn tennis, also known as a tennis, is a sport played between the two players or teams of two, in which they hit a hollow rubber ball with a racket across the net. The aim is to deliver the ball in such a way that the opponent cannot return with a valid service across the net. In summer, the game of tennis is held in open air in a court with no enclosed walls. However, in winter, gymnasts or drill studs are used. Grand slams such as French Open, Wimbledon, England, and US Open are held in summer. The Australian Open takes place in January, as Australia is located in the southern hemisphere. Tennis is an Olympic sport and can be played by anyone, including wheelchair users. At the contemporary level, the students learn the basic skill of lob and overhead smash in lawn tennis and become acquainted with the rules. At professional level, the students are able to do practice drills and complete in lawn tennis matches in individual and team events. Rules of lawn tennis. It is played in men's singles, women's singles, men's doubles, women's doubles and mixed doubles. Tennis is played on courts marked with whitewash on close-cut grass or an asphalt, cinders, gravel, wood, earth or similar substances that can be leveled to give a firm and smooth surface. A coin is tossed to choose which side of the court player can use and who will serve first. Server of the first game will be the receiver in the second game, and subsequently order of service will change alternatively. The service is delivered from the right side of the court in the beginning of the game. The server has to deliver with both their feet in a stationary position behind the baseline. The ball should be hit into their air and struck before it hits the ground. The service should be made diagonally across the net and should land correctly in the opponent's service court without touching the top of the net. A player must with 4 points with a margin of 2 points to win a game. A service is fault if the server misses the ball or is unable to strike it.